welcome to Adhyan Defense Academy. So I hope you all are doing really well. In today's session, I'm going to do another set of comprehension. So I have said in my previous sessions also that in the SPI GAT paper, we do have 10 marks questions which are there incorporated in the paper from the comprehension section, right? So standing there in our last video, we have done a set of comprehension to make it even better, right? So that we have a better practice. I am going to go with set number 2 today. So without any further delay, we'll dive into the question pattern. So I'll just give you a brush up, even though this is something I've already shared and explained in my previous video, but I'm going to give a very gentle and very tangible brush up of how exactly the exam and question pattern is. So in the last SPI GAT paper, we had 10 questions which were incorporated from the comprehension section. We had 5 questions from spotting the error. We had again 5 questions from sentence improvement. So basically, if you might remember, as I've said before also, sentence improvement is where we have to understand and identify where exactly a sentence is wrong, and we have to come up with a necessary rectification so that the same sentence sounds a bit better, a bit appealing to the audience or to the readers, right? Lastly, we have rearranging of jumble sentences. So इसमें क्या होता है? We have a whole sentence which is divided into 4 parts and they are jumbled. मतलब उनका जो chronology होता है वो इधर उधर होता है. हमारा काम क्या रहता है? We have to identify which is the starting of the sentence, which is the subject in the sentence, and then what is the action being done, and उसके हिसाब से उसके मुताबिक हमें सेंटेंस को फिर से अलाइन करना होता है so that उस सेंटेंस का कुछ मीनिंग निकले. So jumbling and rearranging of the sentence basically refers to the task where we are basically given one sentence divided into 4 parts, and our job is to basically rearrange the sentence in a way so that it makes out meaning out of it. So for today's comprehension session, this is the set I have chosen. So I'm going to read out the set to you, and people who are viewing the video, you can read it at your own pace. So the spectre of unemployment is looming large on almost every graduate with a general purpose degree. This education has very little relevance to life, and therefore the young generation is getting frustrated. If we look deeper into the problems of extremism and terrorism, perhaps unemployment and frustration of young people is one of the chief reasons for this malaise. So this is something which is reality right now, and I believe that many of us, we have seen any one of our family member, any one of our friends going through the same problem in their life at some given point of time. So nowadays, people, even though they are graduates, they have done their masters in different and respective degrees, people are not getting and securing jobs very easily. And even though they are getting jobs, the pay scale in accordance to whatever their degree and proficiency is not up to the mark, right? So standing there, this paragraph, whatever I just read out to you, this paragraph is basically on the ravaging consequences of unemployment as we are seeing nowadays. So in this paragraph, it has been propagated that the frustration that young people are basically having or inhabiting also, that we are getting to see in newspapers and daily reportings. So it is basically because that they are not getting a sustainable career. Even though they have a degree, they are graduate, they have done their masters, but they are not able to get some jobs which are basically in accordance to the kind of proficiency and the kind of education they have perceived or have themselves oriented to. So proceeding forward, the most dangerous trend is growing violence in the human heart. The first task of every university is to ensure that violence to each other does not become a new human culture. The sociologists have a lot to contribute by analyzing the thought processes of the young persons and evolving the remedial measures. So basically, as do we see nowadays that violence among human beings, it's increasing. We see newses and we read reports of murders every day almost now. And this is something that we have ourselves against of. This is something even the society, the sociologists have their discretion towards, right? As human beings, we should be there for everyone, right? We should be generous in our life because that is what we are supposed to be. We are social beings. But as do we observe and we see, and what can like, the way the present scenario, the present days going, the upcoming days also, they really are posing a threat to the humanity. So standing there, it's our job to propagate or to preach. Especially, it's the job of the education industry, the university, the academic institutions and facilitators to enlighten students about how to channelize aggression. And at the same time, it's also, I believe, a governance failure if there is mass unemployment happening in a definite state or a country for a given period of time, right? So it's our responsibility to take care of the situation whatsoever it's been going on, because youngsters, people who are just passing out their colleges and going out for jobs, so they are basically the future of our nation, right? So if they are actually studying, they're putting their heart to it, and after that they did not settle down with a good job which is in accordance and can do justice to whatever their education, their degree proposes. So I believe we must intervene and we must create such an atmosphere where they will be more competent in finding jobs that suits their valor and dignity, right? So that was all about the paragraphs. Now I'm going to go into the questions directly. So the first question is, the young generation is getting frustrated because. So you will have to understand the meaning of the question first. So here we are being asked about the etiology, the reason that why do we think the young generation is getting frustrated nowadays, right? So the options which are listed down here, we'll take a look at the options which are listed. So the first option is they have taken general purpose degrees. Well, that is not true, because moving forward with your education is something which is a good thing, right? And that must not serve as a hindrance for you to get a job. So standing there, this is definitely not the answer, because pursuing a degree in general, any academic degree, is actually beneficial for us and for our lives. So standing there, we are ruling out option number one. So proceeding to now option number two, they remain unemployed. Well, yes, that was the whole point of the paragraph, that even though children are pursuing degree, they're getting themselves oriented to definite disciplines, maybe in accordance to their choices and preferences. But even though they're unable to cater jobs, better jobs for them, because there is no availability of jobs in general, right? So the young generation is getting frustrated because they remain unemployed, right? Moving on to our next question. Enormous responsibility to comprehend the problems of young generation lies with the press and TV media. Well, no, because there was no sentence in the paragraph that we just read. There was no sentence on press and TV media. Thus, the first option is something that we rule out immediately. Our political leaders, well, let's not deny the fact that there is a definite amount of responsibility that vests in the authority and power and the hands of the political leaders when it comes down to creating a better situation and environment where people can get better jobs, right? But at the same time, political leader was not something which was propagated in the paragraph, and thus we're going to rule this out as well. Speaking about the third option, the sociologists, well, the sociologists definitely do have a role to play when it comes down to enlightening the society on a definite agenda. But the exact place where children or young adults, they get incubated, they form a perspective of the outer world, right? So that is basically education institution. And for a sociologist also, it is not possible to actually go door to door to visit each and every student that a community might just have. So standing there, I believe that it's the job of the education administrators to keep wing inside of the organization or academic institute which can actually deal with enlightening people and students on the basis of how to channelize their aggression and how to practice being more human, right? So thus the right option is going to be education administrator, because again, educating and enlightening children on how to take control on their aggression and behave and be more human, be more generous in their life, is something which can be tagged under the list of a teaching methodology. So standing there, the education administrators are basically the people who take care of teaching in general. Thus, the right answer is going to be the education administrator. Very good. So let's just get forward with our next question. The next question is the increase in violence in our society. So in this question, we'll have to understand what exactly is the reason that is increasing the violence that we are getting to see or getting to read in newspapers and reports on a daily basis in our society. So the options as listed are a sign of revolutionary zeal, where this is something we didn't have in the paragraph, so we're going to rule it out. The second is the result of modern system of education. This almost sounds like it, but let's just go with the other options as well. The urge to surpass others in life. Well, no, I believe it's a beautiful characteristic of a human being to be proud, to be happy when someone else succeeds in life, right? Like suppose if your brother, if your sister, or anyone in general in your family succeeds in life, so that's a very happy moment for all of us. At least it should be like that. So standing there, being human to each other, being generous to each other, we must celebrate whenever someone makes a beautiful success in life, right? So again, we are omitting out this option. The last option is result of frustration in life. So well, this is exactly what we had come to know from the paragraph itself, that students who are doing their degrees, who are gaining knowledge, and after that they are not settling down with jobs that suits their valor and dignity. So they're getting frustrated, and out of frustration, the aggression is coming. So the frustration itself is occasioning the aggression in them, right? So we're going to go with the last option, which is actually the right option, the result of frustration in life, right? So if I proceed with the question, as have I already mentioned before and made it abundant in my previous videos as well, that we do have two questions, one on antonyms and one on synonyms. Speaking about a very quick definition of antonym, antonym is basically opposite words. Synonyms are two different words with the same meaning, right? So this is a question on synonyms. So synonyms are two different words but with the same meaning. What is a suitable synonym for looming as used in the paragraph? So looming is basically something that is seemingly approaching, that is coming, right? That we know will inevitably happen, but is not really very profoundly there right now, do not exist very intensely. तो looming का मतलब ये है, अर्थ ये है कि कुछ लूम कर रहा होता है, मतलब हमें पता होता है कि वो होने वाला है, आने वाला है, पर अभी मतलब ऐसे दृश्यमान नहीं है, तो उसे हम लूमिंग कहते हैं. तो ऑप्शंस देख लेते हैं. अब सिनोनिम मतलब दो ऐसे शब्द जिनका अर्थ सेम हो, एक हो. तो अप्रोचिंग, डिमिनिशिंग, डिस्टेंट और डिसअपियरिंग. डिसअपियरिंग मतलब कहीं पे खो जाना, ना दिखना. डिस्टेंस मतलब बहुत दूर. डिमिनिशिंग मतलब कुछ छोटा होते जाना. और अप्रोचिंग मतलब जो आ रहा है. तो लूमिंग का मैंने डेफिनेशन भी आपको वही बताया कि लूमिंग मतलब जो पता है कि आने वाला है पर अभी भी उतना इंटेंसली उसका एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं है. So looming is something that is seemingly approaching, but right now, given the present scenario, the presence of the same is not that intense, right? So it is approaching. So we are going to go with the word approaching. Approaching is the right answer. Okay, so did you get it right? Let's get to the next question. Which of the following words is an antonym for remedial as used in the paragraph? So remedial का मतलब होता है something curative, like a cure for an injury, remedy. Right? Remedial, the word remedial comes from the word remedy, which means cure. तो standing there, देखो preventive, preventive कहाँ से आता है? prevent से. prevention क्या होता है? जब मतलब किसी को चोट लगना होता है या फिर कहीं पे कुछ खराब होने का आशंका है और वो रोका जाता है, तो हम कहते हैं कि उसे prevent किया जा रहा है, right? So preventive is almost a synonym to remedial, thus it's not an antonym. तो opposite नहीं है, antonym का मतलब ही है opposite. Restorative, so restorative comes from the word restore. Restore मतलब कोई चीज जो मतलब खराब हो गया था या कुछ हो गया था, उसे वापस उसके पहले स्थिति में लेके जाना. So restorative again sounds almost like a synonym, and thus restorative is not the answer, right? C is harmful. So yes, I think people who understand the meaning of remedial will know that harmful is the answer, because harmful means something that can cause damage to us. Right? So the opposite or antonym of remedial is basically harmful. So in this session, there is one extra section that I have added, which is comment your reply. So the last two sessions, I think I have not interacted with the viewers much. So in this session, I have decided that I'm going to keep a category where I'm going to ask you, the viewers, to question on synonym and antonym, and I want you to post down your comments in the comment section below, right? So speaking about our first question that will be there in the section will be a synonym. synonym for malaise. So it's your task to understand the meaning and keep me posted with the right synonym as you find in the given option. You can pause the video if you want to. And speaking about the next question, it's which word is an antonym for violence as used in the paragraph, right? So again, it's your job to understand, to know the meaning of violence and keep me posted with whatever you think was the right option among the four as listed down here, and let me know in the comment section. So for people who are watching my video for the first time, well, we are basically a family at Adhyayan, and you can find us on Instagram. We are there by the name of Adhyayan Defense Academy. And if you actually loved and liked the video and you are mostly connected, the preparatory videos that are being done on SPI GAT exam, and if you want some detailed and intricate insights about how to prepare and how not to, so we post our videos regularly and very frequently on our Telegram channel. So if you want to be all up to date and you want to catch up with all the videos that we have posted, so quickly open your Telegram application and you can join our channel by the name of Adhyayan Defense Academy. So today from my side, this will be all. I hope you loved my session. I wish to see you again in my next session. Till then, I want all of you to take good care. Have a beautiful time ahead.